Power 104.1, The Source. Memphis #1 Southern Soul and R&B station. This is Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now. Tate Jones on the microphone. And I would like to welcome everybody out this Sunday afternoon to the Tate Jones Show. Right here on Power 104.1, The Source. And oh, we got a good show for you today. The gentleman I got today, he's been burning up these airways. He's been all over social media. Man, people can't get enough of him. So go tell a friend to tell another friend that Mr. Breeze is on the line with Tate Jones on the microphone right here in the Power Studios. So we're going to take a few minutes to have a couple of commercials come through, and we'll be right back with none other than Mr. Breeze. Love Me For Real. Power 104.1, The Source, Memphis #1 Southern Soul and R&B station. This is Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now, Memphis. Tate Jones on the microphone. And again, welcome to the Tate Jones Show. Everybody, I want y'all to give a warm round of applause to Mr. Breeze. How you doing today, Mr. Breeze?
I'm doing pretty good, I'm trying to keep that work on myself, stay busy.
That's good. That's good. It's good to stay busy in this industry, right?
It is. I'll be finding work, finding something to do.
Well, I am definitely happy to have you in the Power Studios for the very first time. And, anytime I get a new artist in this Power Studios, I am very delighted. Matter of fact, I am supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
You're a bad man, you say that. Appreciate you for having me, man.
Oh yeah, more than welcome to have you here, man. I tell you what, I met you a couple of years back, and I tell you, things definitely happen in time. So for people that may not know you, go ahead and give us a brief introduction, who you are and about yourself.
Well, if you don't know, my name is Breeze, Mr. Do Too Much. The only half stroking son of a gun, Southern Soul. I've been doing Southern Soul now for about 3.5-ish type years. Got into Southern Soul because, I think it's you're born in the South and you do music. I think you're born with it, it's in our blood out here, them country boys. So, like I said, I've been doing it for a little while. I've had a few songs that have done good for me, but y'all know what it is, man. Single songwriter for Love Me For Real. When that popped off, that's when people was like, okay, this guy gonna be something, So
without a doubt.
Yes, sir.
I had an artist one time that said, man, how can I really get out there? I said, well, in my opinion, just my opinion, you need to have good music.
Right.
You got to have music that people can identify with.
Right.
And if they can identify with the music and it has a nice beat, people are going to like it.
Right.
That's just the bottom line. Beats. Even no matter what type of music it is, I go back to when I was in the junior high band. You heard those drums, that got you hyped up. Boom, 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 boom. Them beats. Yeah, it got you hyped up. Matter of fact, I used to play football in high school, so, right before we walked on the field, the band did that thing, boom, 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 boom. Just got us hyping. We was hyping there, hitting out, shoulder pads, hitting out thigh pads. Just getting ready. But that music just hypes people up. You just can't get around it. You really can't.
It's somebody, man. I've been doing music for quite a while. I wrote my first song when I was like 7 or 8.
Really?
But started doing rap, did some R&B. In college, you had your smooth years and all that, So,
without a doubt.
But then you get older, man. You got to do grown folk music, man.
That's true.
This is real grown folk music. I think
That's
that's probably
true.
the last thing that's left for us, like real down to earth grown folk music.
Without a doubt, because you got, they're Hollywood,
Man,
they call
that's the
themselves
man.
the king of grown folks music, So that's what we do, grown folks music. And a lot of people ask me sometime, what is Southern Soul? What is Southern Soul? And the way I describe it to people, I said, I'm in my early 50s right now, so the rap that I grew up on is not the rap of today.
Right.
And so the blues that I grew up on is not the blues of today. And I say basically Southern Soul is a derivative or a baby of blues.
Right.
Because majority of the blues legends or icons, majority of them have gone on to glory. Now you got a couple still out there like the living legend Bobby Rush, like the living legend Lattimore, and there's a few more out there. But I think that the younger generation, like yourself, have put more of a R&B swing
Right.
to that blues, and then you have what we call Southern Soul.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I normally explain it to people. I had a couple artists that, well, I don't want to consider myself just Southern Soul. I don't want to categorize myself. I said, well, Southern Soul, Blues Soul, Trail Riding Blues. I mean, whatever. To me, it's all in the same genre. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Grammy's supposed to really be giving Southern Soul a nod this year, so they might really recognize it as an official genre, even in the Grammys, which would be huge.
That's why since I started, I've always said I'm a Southern Soul artist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what the music is doing. I just love the fact that I can say, hey, I'm a Southern Soul artist. Somebody might say, what is that? Like I said, it's hard to explain sometimes, but it's just a big melting pot of blues and rap and R&B and soul music. But when somebody asks me, I tell them straight up, hey, I'm a Southern Soul artist.
Yeah, it's grown folks music. That's why here, it was an easy transition to go with Southern Soul and R&B because I play R&B from the 70s up to 2025. So when it comes to the R&B, I mean, there's a whole big genre of music that I wouldn't want to leave on the table. But our primary genre is definitely Southern Soul and Blues.
Right. A lot of it tied together,
Definitely, without a doubt. Now, when it comes to writing, I know you said you wrote your first song about 7 or 8. Could you remember the name of that song? I'll put you on the spot right now.
It was man. Yesterday she walked out my life. Y'all, I ain't even had no girlfriend at that point.
What? 7 or 8 years old? You talking about she walked out your life?
But like you said, it's when you listening to that. My mom used to listen to R&B. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day,
right?
It's the 90s, and so that's what I'm hearing. And so when I got that urge to write, that's what I was doing. So I ain't know nothing about love.
So you wrote the first song about 7 to 8. You said you did some rap and then some other things.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you want to say, okay, Southern Soul, this is the genre I want to go with? Was there a particular song? Was there a particular artist that made you say, yeah, this me right here?
Like I said, it started because that's what my grandma would listen to. Okay. And so I knew I wanted to do music. And so I was like, you know what? But I thought it was an older man's game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you look at artists like J1, Sir Charles when he first started, even OB. OB was young when he started.
That's right.
I didn't know that, but so I always knew one day I was gonna try the blues. I called it the blues back then.
Right.
But definitely the artist that made it me say, man, I could do that too. Is his name Arthur Young, man. Y'all know Arthur Young.
Yeah.
I was listening to Arthur Young one day, and so I became a fan and started diving into more than Arthur Young, and I'm like, dang, this dude about a year older. He don't look that much older than me. If we're the same age, he doing it.
Right.
I think I can do it too, and that's what made me go into that direction. Took a little while, but I started going into so man. Big shouts out to Mr. Funky for Arthur Young, man.
Mr. Funky for Arthur Young. Oh yeah, I know him well, man. Now you are from Mississippi, correct?
Yes, sir. Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Philadelphia.
Big Philly. That's what they call it.
Big Philly. Y'all heard it out there. Big shout out to Big Philly. Now, I think another young man is from the area too, right? Too smooth.
Yeah.
Now, I thought you was a young guy somewhere in that area.
Young guy, I think Newton.
Okay. So it's really not that far from here, is it?
No, it's like, I don't know, 30 miles maybe.
30 miles? Okay. I didn't think it was that too far. But yeah, Too Smooth and Young Guy. We definitely play both of those guys on the radio, in regular rotation, along with you.
Big Mel from that area too.
Yep, Big Mel. Yeah,
we all kind of right in there together, man. We got some good music coming out of there.
That's right. Now, that's not really considered the Delta. Is that considered the Delta?
No, that's, if you know where Meridian is, it's about 35 miles north of Meridian. That's Philadelphia. And about 20 miles west of Meridian is Newton.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to take care of a few commercial breaks. And when we come back, we're going to play a song from Mr. Breeze. What song we going to play?
What we gonna do?
Country
Country
Girls?
Girls Do It Better.
Country Girls Do It Better. So right in these few minutes, we'll come back with Country Girls Do It Better right here on the Power 104.1 The Source. And we are back on the Power 104.1 The Source, the Tate Jones Show. And oh man, Country Girls Do It Better. Now you gotta give me some inspiration. How'd you come up with that song, the title, and everything? Country Girls Do It Better.
It started, shout out to my boy Flo, man. He do a lot of the beats for me.
Okay, Flo.
He sent the beat like 4 different times. He sent these beat packs.
Okay.
And the beat was in there like 4 or 5 different times. I just looked it over. And next thing you know, I had this, the Country Girls Do It Better idea in my head, and I heard that beat, and I just went with it. And I'm so glad. Thank y'all for not buying that. I appreciate y'all because it's done well for me, man. I just want to, try to represent all women. I got a big old girl song. I found the one that love me for real. I just want to be able to kind of hit all points when it comes to women. So, and I love them country girls. A lot of people love them country girls.
Oh yeah, I love them country girls.
Tony Armani, what do you say?
Yeah, the country girls. I think Gina Jones said all around the world.
All around the world, yeah.
He said about 4 or 5 times, but he loved them country girls.
Yes,
Can't
sir.
get away from it. But a country girl, the normal tradition, persona of a country girl is that she gonna take care of her man.
Right.
She's gonna cook for him, clean for him, put a big smile on his face, and she just want that man to be there for her.
Right.
So that's because I know I always say, oh, I love Mississippi chocolate. That's what I tell them all the time. Just take Jones on the microphone saying that now. I love Mississippi chocolate. But when it really breaks down to it, a country woman is known to be a good woman. She's not, as they say, a city woman, a fast woman.
Right.
And she's definitely going to take care of family, and that's real important coming from the country, because if you think about back in the day, in the country, man, that's what you had. You had family to get you through things. So a country woman, that she's no matter of fact, a living legend. I mentioned earlier. Mr. Benny Lattimore, which I recently met, and he got a song called Country Woman, I think a Country Woman, that we play on there. And part of his lyric was, his friends was like, hey, you don't drive the Cadillac no more? He said, no, I drive an old pickup truck. They said, you don't wear the suit no more? No, I wear some overalls. But that country woman is what did it to her.
Yeah, I'm going to go listen to that. I ain't never heard it. I'm going to listen to that.
I tell you what I'm here for. Power 104.1, The Source. What I'm here for, I'm here to bridge the generational gap.
Right.
Like I said, I'm early 50s, so I can reach out to the younger generation. I still know of the older generation, so I do both of them. And, I was talking to an artist once before about remakes. I said, remakes are not bad at all, because if you think about it, when Mary J. Blige first came out, it seemed like all she was doing were remakes.
Right.
But now you look at her status now, so remakes are not bad at all. So, some of these older songs that are out there, older blues songs that, a lot of the newer generation might not even know about it. You go grab some of them songs and come back out with them. Man, the older people, they be like, oh, wow, they redid the song. And new people think it's just brand new. So, I don't know all the legal stuff, what you have to do, but I'm telling you, you can go back and look at a lot of these old songs. Because that's why a lot of hip-hop, a lot of rap, they did so much sampling from the R&B side, back from the 70s, 60s, and 80s. I'm telling you. So remakes are not a bad thing. Not at all, especially when you're trying to get out here.
A lot of the great songs came from remakes, man. One that come to mind, what's the name? Kelly Price, As We Lay.
Yeah.
That was a remake, but I knew nothing of the other one. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? But when I think of that song, I think of her. Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. That was a daggum Dolly Parton song.
Dolly
How do you go
Parton.
to listen to the original? You know,
Yeah.
it's, you know, I believe Luther did it. If this were
Oh yeah.
mine.
Oh yeah.
You know, so a lot of the great songs you don't even know nothing about. You know.
Speaking of greats, I'm going to put you on the spot here, but I'm going to let you get 2 Mount Rushmores. I mean, let you get 2 Mount Rushmores.
What is 4?
5.
5 people on there?
Mm-hmm.
So I get 2 of those. So I get 10
You
of
got
them.
to get 10 of them. What I'm going to do, we're going to first go with blues, traditional blues.
Traditional blues.
Before we even talked about Southern Soul.
Well,
blues.
Of course, you got to start with B.B. King.
Okay.
You got to start with him. Bobby Blue Bang. You gotta be him, man. That's my boy.
Yeah. He from outside of Memphis, right in Rosemark, Tennessee. Bobby
Rush.
Blue Bang. Bobby Rush.
Gotta be on there.
Mm-hmm. Got 2 more.
I want to say Johnny Taylor, but he ain't really like. Is that traditional blues, or that just old school Southern soul?
Hey, you know, Johnny Taylor.
Johnny Taylor got to be
he's
on
a
the
soul
list.
singer. He's a blues singer. You know.
Johnny Taylor got to be on the list.
He got to be on the list.
And I'm gonna go ahead and throw Marvin Cease on there.
Marvin Cease. All right. I mean, that's a good list. That is a good list. But yeah, you know, Johnny Taylor. You know, his nickname was the philosopher.
Man.
Oh yeah. I mean, I said all the time. Originally from Jackson, Tennessee, and down there we had the late great Mr. Superwolf James E. Wolf, who was the husband of the Queen, Miss Denise LaSalle. So they had opened the first black radio station back in the 80s, back in that era. So, you know, I got a little blues history under my belt. So everybody you name, for the most part, Mr. Wolf used to bring. I don't remember B.B. King, but everybody else that you named on that list, he used to bring them down to Jackson for those big shows they used to have, you know. So, hey, so that's the blues Mount Rushmore. Now we finna get into currently, you know, Mount Rushmore for the Southern Soul guys.
Ooh.
You know.
Oh Lord, y'all gonna put me on the spot.
We're gonna put you on the spot right here.
We talking the new.
Yeah, this new Southern Soul era. I would say that this new Southern Soul been going on roughly maybe 5+ years, maybe 5, but really it hit, I would say, in the last 2 to 3.
Right.
It's really making waves. I mean, making the rest of the world wake up and identify and recognize Southern Soul as an official genre of music.
I think you definitely got to start with King George.
I agree with that.
I think you gotta have King George on that list. And recently, what 803 done did.
Oh man,
you cannot say Southern Soul without 803 right now.
That's true.
You know.
I'm gonna cut in right here. When his song was played on Good Morning America, probably maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months. They didn't even mention his name. And when the commentator was explaining to the general audience about the song, they said, this is something between hip hop and R&B. I'm like, oh my God. They didn't even get Southern Soul. I didn't realize that. He said, this is somewhere between, you know, hip hop and R&B. No, it's Southern Soul. So they didn't want to give our props back then. So
that's what we got to be careful on, man.
Yeah.
You know, with I don't want to say outsiders, but people that aren't really in this space creating a narrative. You know what I'm saying? So once they start creating a narrative, they got the machines behind them and all that.
That's right.
We got to be careful with that. So I'm glad you said that because it got to be said because I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
I didn't really watch the whole thing. But yeah, we definitely got to be able to.
And then I heard another guy was saying it's was soul line dancing or something like that, what he called it. I said, no, that's Southern Soul. It's part of Southern Soul, you know. Because at this point now, down there, every song you're looking for a Southern Soul, a slide dance to go with it, you know. And there's no other genre of music. I know you got a lot of white country music, but I don't think there's no other genre of music that has as many different line dances as Southern Soul does. I mean, way back when they had the Chinese checker, you know, Chinese checker, and then I can't do the gentleman's name, but he was out of Chicago. He did something called the Bus Stop, and he was right there calling it out. You can go on YouTube, pull it up. He called it up and said, "Bus stop 2 times." They'll stop and do the little wiggle and everything. But now, when it comes to Southern Soul, almost everybody is looking for a visual now.
Right. Right.
You know, with this new media we got. You know, it ain't just audio anymore. They look for visual as well. You know.
You got to stay on top of them reels, all that. You got to stay in their face with them with the video. That's why I got recording right now.
Definitely.
So.
So tell me, now do you write also?
Right.
Okay, so you write.
Yeah.
What about produce?
I produce just for myself. As far as beats, I don't.
Okay,
I do make beats, but I don't think they're good enough yet to be putting out there. But as far as just producing a song, I do that as well.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you write your own stuff. You will produce your own stuff, and you definitely sing.
Record and mix it, everything. It's all in the house.
Mix
got a
and
little
master.
setup just like this. Yeah.
You know, that's really important. You know, that's something that I always stress is that, you know, with today's media, you know, you can reach a larger audience, you know, of course, on the internet, you know, but when it comes to traditional or what we call terrestrial radio, artists actually can make more money with a terrestrial radio station.
Right.
Because, you know, radio station have, you know, to pay X amount, you know, to play songs. And so artists keep up with that. And I was told that revenue versus just streaming is a huge difference, you know.
Right.
So, and I was also told, you know, by some other radio executives that a lot of times a lot of Southern Soul songs might not be played on a lot of corporate stations because they don't mix and master correctly.
Right.
Can you speak on it at all?
Yeah, I would say that some songs are like that. Now, I will say this because I'm just gonna speak on my music. I do the best I can as far as mix, and I think it sounds good. And then I do the digital mastering, you know.
Okay.
But there are great people out there that know how to do. You just send your vocals and all that over to them, man. Shout out to the Union Music Group. They do that. I can't remember how much they charge, but you know what I'm saying. So for all the artists out there that really don't have those type of skills, you know, there's ways out there you can go around and getting it. Because, but I do understand that because it's been a lot of music that I've heard that I just didn't feel like was up to par with the mixing. But like I said, I do it as well, so mine may not be. You know, I think it sounds great, but
and it does make a difference because me being here at the radio station, I can tell you I get about 30 inboxes a day, you know, of people sending music to me, you know, and I will explain to them this is a business, so you know, this is the FCC airways, it's not the internet, you know, so you can't say anything on there. There's words that you can't say on the radio that you can get away with on the internet. So I explain that to people, make sure it's squeaky clean. And just because you put your hard work, your sweat, and your tears in it, that doesn't make certain it's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I hear a lot of songs that are not good songs, in my opinion. And, you know, really, me personally, in the first 10, I would say max 20 seconds, I can tell if it can be something that we can possibly look at putting on the air. Could it be possibly something we use on DJ Ken's Play It or Slay It?
Mm-hmm.
You know, or, you know, if you are an artist trying to get out there, you need to be able to promote yourself. Right. So here at Power 104, we do have an artist package where, you know, artists can get a 30-second or a 60-second spot. In that spot, I normally recommend a 60-second. And in that spot, you can play 45 seconds of your song.
Right.
And then the last 15 seconds, you can tell who you are. You can tell where you can go download the music.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell them I would appeal to the Power 104 listening audience to tell them to request your song.
Right.
Because that's one way you can get on, because we want to get what the people want to hear. But, you know, just like American Idol, you know, they help thousands of people to try out. But thousands of people do not make it.
Right.
So if it is your dream and your hope, you can't give up on it. I mean, dreams are what the world is made of, you know. So if somebody says, oh, that's not good, keep on trying. If that's really what you want, you keep on trying. You think about the light bulb. I think Thomas Edison, if that's a light bulb on a telephone, they had maybe thousands of tries before they came up with the one that worked.
Exactly.
So you can't give up. That song just might not have been a good song. Try it again. Write it yourself, get somebody else to write it, get somebody else to produce it, but don't give up. But all songs, just because you made it, that don't mean they're good.
You're right.
That is so true. Well, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna get into this song now that that's really, I would say, have really blown you up, maybe more than any other song. I'm not 100%. I mean, I had to get your
100%
opinion.
correct.
Okay. And that song's "Love Me for Real." Tell us a little bit about that song and how it came up, and just tell us a little bit about it.
Love Me For Real came about one night in December. I was sitting in the room watching Jamal Roberts sing. It was all in it together, and he was singing "Made for Me."
Okay.
And when he sung that song, instantly it popped in my head. If you're gonna love me for real. And that's all I had, and it just kept repeating in my head. And so when I went home, like I said, I make beats, so I made like a little simple little beat, recorded it, and the rest is history, man. It just actually I sat on it for a while. I didn't go re-record it until April.
All right.
But yeah, so
you know what? It's funny you say it because when I first heard the song, that's the song that came to my mind.
yeah,
You Were Made for Me by Tim Rogers.
it is.
That's first. That's first. When I first heard it, I said,
Mm-hmm.
that song sounds similar. What does that song sound similar to?
Some people don't know that when the song first came out, that's where that beat came from. But like when I put it out, it was more of a, like you said, putting out reels and just keep. I was just let me put some content out. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
And when I woke up that morning and seen, I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on TikTok?
Right.
It's blowing up on TikTok. And I went to my producer and I told him, I said, look, we got to change that. I don't think we can use that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've done that before. I've done Sir Charles, but I did a complete cover on that. Okay. And so I said, look, man, we gotta switch this up. And so we switched it up and put it back out, and it just kept going. And I knew right then, I didn't know, 1 million views in 20 days, but
wow.
But I didn't know it was gonna be that damn good. But
yeah,
yeah, man, it's definitely been a blessing because I almost gave it to somebody else. I was writing it, I was trying to do my Omar Cunningham thing. That's what I was trying to do. J1,
right.
And I still want to do that.
Yeah.
I sent it to Big Mel, and he was like, I asked him, I was like, bro, who do you think this sound good on this? And he was like, you fool, And,
oh man!
And I went, man. I sat on it for a while, and I thought, well, let me go ahead and record this song. And man, I'm glad I did that.
Oh man,
I did it.
Well, say thanks, Big Mel. He blew the whistle. He said he blew the whistle. That's for you, man.
He told you. I was like, okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, everybody. This is Tate Jones, Power 104.1, The Source, and I got Mr. Breeze in the house with me right now. We're getting ready to take a few commercial messages, but when we come back, we're going to play his hot banker, Love Me For Real. Y'all better be telling somebody to tune in to the Tate Jones Show. You never know who we'll have. But we'll be right back after these messages. All right, so we're going to come back. Oh, yeah, Love Me For Real. Man, that is a bona fide hit right there.
Crazy.
Man, that is a hit. So, back in the day, I know I've heard Run DMC, they were saying how a hit could change you. And so you said 100% this is the biggest song you had to date.
Oh, yes.
So tell me, how had it changed maybe your life or how you recorded? What have it changed for you thus far?
The first thing is I was able to quit my job.
Oh, man. Hold on.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
I was able to quit my job. I was working toward that. But that just sped it right on up.
Oh, man.
It was like 10 days after it released. I said, you know what? I believe in this. You know what I'm saying? I can quit this job, and I think I'll be all right. And so that's the thing. And also, like I said, having more eyes on me, and people just not just love me for real. They appreciating the other work that I've done.
Right.
I done put in a lot of work. I've dropped a lot of music that didn't get the recognition, which I was fine with. I just understood that everything come with time.
That's right.
But just to see that, and just being able to be on the big stages with everybody else, just be kind of like I'm really a part of it now. I've been seeing it for so long, and to actually be, in the midst of, LPJ and Big Mel,
right,
Young Guy and Marcellus, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When their name come up, mine come up.
There you go.
Man, that is a great feeling.
I know it is. Now, I know you're from Mississippi now, but you're a pretty stocky dude now. Did you ever play football at all? You had to.
Oh yeah, I played football. Now I was a head buster.
Now, were you a tackle? Are you a guard?
I was a linebacker.
Linebacker, okay, you middle monster.
I hit way better than I can sing. I'm telling you, I do need to get security soon. But yeah, man, I used to play linebacker, man. I played college ball for a little bit.
Okay.
But man, you know how it is when life hits, you got kids come along and all that stuff. You gotta take a back seat.
Oh yeah, believe me, I know all that, because I didn't play football in college, but I think I started in junior high and then played all the way up through high school. And being my height, a person would think I would be a defensive end, but man, I was getting that backfield. I was, a nightmare for a quarterback. I would get past that defense. The offensive line would bump him a couple of times and go straight for that quarterback. So I know you playing linebacker. I know you cracked some heads. I think.
I was a bad man.
Do you have an NFL team that's your favorite?
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay, cheesehead.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely a Tennessee Tate right here. Tennessee Tate in the house.
You with Arthur Young there. Arthur loved them.
Oh yeah, he loved them Tites. That's right.
They built a new stadium.
Oh man, I just came last weekend. I went to Boston and I went to Martha's Vineyard. Mm-hmm. Now Martha's Vineyard is a very nice place.
I done heard of it. You used to talk about it in school.
That's right. It's an island on the coast of Massachusetts, and a lot of black people, prominent black people, go there for vacation. Just do your history. I went over to what they call Oak Bluffs, which is a black area, and man, it was phenomenal. Matter of fact, President Obama got a house over there.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. So it's a very nice place to go, man. I'm telling you. I think Mike Epps might have been over there that last weekend when I was there, if I'm not mistaken. But I posted a picture on Facebook.
I'm about to go look at that.
Man, yeah. Man, it's right. And you got to get over there by a ferry boat. I think they got a small airport on the island. But I caught a ferry over there, and you can just ride the ferry over there, or you can actually drive your car on the ferry, and drive over there. It is really nice. This is a sight to see. It's historic. Man, I'm telling you, I really enjoyed myself. Oh, what a time. And, when I go out of state like that, I try to listen to other radio stations to, see what they actually got going on. And one station I end up listening to, can't remember the call letters, article numbers, but they were today's hip hop and throwbacks. So, and I noticed they played on a couple songs. I kept on hearing it over and over and over. I said, okay, so that's how they do it. They didn't have the variety that we have, so we might need to try to turn them on to Southern Soul up there. And, you never know. Well, I tell you what, I definitely appreciate you coming through the Power Studios. And I know you're on social media as well as I. And I know there's a whole lot of fake people out there, so many fake pages. So I always ask the artists before we leave to go ahead and give your tag so people know exactly where to find you at.
Right. So for the most part, it's Breeze, Mr. Do Too Much. That's with the number 2. That's on all social media except for Facebook. Facebook is Breeze, Mr. Do Too Much, but it's got the TOO. Got the what's the blue check mark.
There you go.
But it's a lot. Since Love Me For Real, it's been a lot of fake pages. We had to catch stop somebody from sending money to somebody.
That happens a lot.
Way over my price. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So, but we caught that. So y'all be careful. Please be careful. If you want to book me, the only way you can book me is 251-593-1731.
Give it again.
Talk to my boy Damien at 251-593-1731. That's the only way you can book me. So Don't be fooled by nobody else.
There you go. So you don't have to worry about those fake Facebook page. You need to call that number and talk to Damien if you want to book Mr. Breeze. Well, this is Power 104.1, The Source, Memphis #1 Southern Soul and R&B station. I'm in the Power Studios right now with Mr. Breeze. So I want you to say it with me now. This is Tate Jones on the microphone. Say it with me now, Mr. Breeze. Tate Jones on the microphone. Power 104.1, and I'm out. We'll see you next Sunday.